Okay, we're going to begin. I am Joan's favorite brother, Andrew's favorite uncle. On behalf of Joan and Andrew, we'd like to welcome you to Tombstone, Nevada, aka Reno. And thank you for coming to celebrate the life and accomplishments of William Bill Protz, or as he's better known in our family, Bronco Billy. Especially like to welcome the Protz family, who traveled a long way to be here today. A lot of hard tears have been shed over the last 6 months by Joan and Andy and the family. But finally, today, we will celebrate a life well lived, Bill Protz. Most of you know that Bill was a decorated Vietnam veteran, so we'll begin today's memorial with the military honors.
On behalf of the Protz family, thank you for coming. Along with the Nevada Honor Guard, Sergeant Aguilar. I'm at a loss for words today. Please excuse me a little bit. We are the War Veterans Memorial Association. Our mission: to give honor to this veteran who has answered his final roll call. Let us pause for a moment and remember the pleasant times, the joys of tender embrace, for Bill also savored these. With compassion and strength amidst our sorrows, let us reflect upon the virtues of Bill, your loved one, our comrade, who faithfully served our great nation, that we might live in peace. I'd like to recite a poem. The Lord has taken me, my soul, my spirit has been set free. He giveth me his hand and tenderly, lovingly selected me. Yes, my soul, my spirit, he set them free. Though my time on earth seems short, the things left undone are for future generations to come. My work is complete. Tomorrow's sun shall shine and bless us all. So please don't grieve for me. My soul, my spirit, he set them free. William Protz, Captain, U.S. Army. That's why you got all of us here today. Okay. Born February 22nd, 1944. Passed away February 19, 2020. So this was a little time in coming. But things as they are today, we'll get her done. Okay? He is survived by his lovely wife Joan and his son Andrew, and a host of family and friends.
We're here assembled to pay a lasting tribute to our departed comrade. When the call of our country was heard, Bill answered. Self was forgotten in the cause of the greater good. As a brave man, he marched away with an abiding faith in his God, his country, and his flag. The red of our country's flag was made better still by his heroism. The white, more sinlessly pure, by the motives which impelled him. And in the starry field of our nation's glorious banner, the blue has been glorified by the service he has given for American ideals. The chapel will now invoke the divine blessing.
In the depth of our sorrow, we realize the truth of the inspired words. I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. As comrade after comrade departs, we march on with our ranks grown thinner. We beseech thee, look in mercy upon all of us here assembled, and with thine own tenderness, console and comfort those bereaved by the hand of death. Give them the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Heavenly Father, bless our country with freedom, peace, and righteousness, and to thy sovereign and Holy Spirit's favor. May we all meet at last before thy great throne in heaven, and to thy great name shall be praised forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. One by one, as the years roll on, we're called upon to fulfill these sad duties of respect to our departed comrades. The present, full of the cares that beset all nations, whether engaged in war or peace, fades away as we look back on the Bill of his own to defend his country. Imbued by a spirit of devotion and inspired by an undying love of his native land, he gladly went forth and joined with comrades both young and old to preserve our heritage of freedom. We trust the example set with Bill will prove a glorious beacon to the youth of our country, who may be called upon to uphold the honor of our flag. As the years roll on, we too shall finish our fight, shall be laid to rest, and our souls follow that long column to the realms of
Attention.
Let us so live, that when the keeper of the eternal record calls our name for the final time, those we leave behind will say of us, as we say now of Bill. Here lies all that is mortal of a true-hearted comrade and fearless defender of his country and flag.
Hoorah! Daddy.
The march of our comrade is over, and he lies down in the house of worship for all of them. We're reminded here of the frailty of human life and the tenure by which we hold our own. Such an hour, do you think not the final summons may come? May each one of us, when our missions and battles of life are over, find a welcome in that region of the blessed, where there is no more storm-tossed sea, nor dangerous skies, nor dangerous battlefields. Our comrade is in the hands of our Heavenly Father, and God giveth his beloved sleep. Benediction, may the blessing and benediction of heaven be upon us and our comrades, wherever dispersed the world over. Amen.
Amen.
Brother and sister veterans, please stand. Anybody else that wants to stand and watch the rifle squad and the play?
Squad, attention. Port arms. Prepare to fire a volley of 3. Ready, fire! Ready, ready, fire! Present arms. Present arms, sorry. Order, arms. Parade, rest.
Please be seated.
Squad, attention. Present arms.
This concludes this portion, the military portion of the memorial. I'm going to pick up some of the shells. Put 3 of them in here for the volley of 3 that our riflemen have fired. And I'll turn it back over to the favorite brother. Oh, give me just a second.
Oh, come on, brother. God bless America.
Thank you to the veterans for a very powerful tribute. Joan and Andrew have put together a video tribute to Bronco. Please direct your attention to the screen.
I was born right here, November 43. Dad was a captain in the army, fighting the Germans in Sicily. My poor little mama didn't know a soul in L.A. Went down to the Union Station, made our getaway. Cried when a little girl got off the train. Brothers and sisters came down from Jackson, Mississippi. The great green Hudson driven by a Gentile canoe. Drinking rye whiskey from a flask in the backseat. Trying to do like the Gentiles do. Christ, they want to be Gentiles too. Who wouldn't down there, wouldn't you? An American Christian got down on the Dixie fly, out from New Orleans. Got to a friends and a family in the land of dreams. Fly.
hiding from? You've been hiding from the start. Did some lover steal your heart, or did the full moon make you mad? Oh, Captain, why these speechless seas that never come to land? Oh, I need to understand. Could a little lie be that by the wheel and the rope? I like to look to you for hope. I think it's hiding there, this motive, blacked out like a city awaiting dawners in the night. Oh, you hold your helm so tight, and yet the sky seems so fair. City floating just above the sea. Could we stop and look for me among those fading on the fear? Or would you turn away knowing it was still a ways away? And if I was there today, you could not see me all that way. Of a charcoal ship, shadow captain of a charcoal ship, trying to give the light the slip.
without my walking stick, I'd go insane. I can't look my best, I feel undressed without my cane. Must have my walking stick, 'cause it may rain. When it pours, can't be outdoors without my cane. If I ever left my house without my walking stick, well, it would be something I could never explain. Or the thing that makes me clear on Lover's Lane would go for naught if I were caught without my cane. Ree-ba-ba-dee-da-dum, ree-ba-ba-da-bum, ree-ba-ba-dee, ba-ba-dee-bum, ba-ba-dee-dum, ra-da-da-dee. Ree-ba-ba-blah-dee-dum, ree-ba-bee-dee-day, ra-bee-dee-bum, ra-bee-dee-bum, dee-dee-dee-day, ra-da-da-dum. If I ever left my house without my walking stick, well, it would be something I could never explain. Or the thing that makes me clear on Lover's Lane would go for naught if I were caught without my cane.
caregiver for Bill for about 4 years, and the Protz, they treated me like family. I mean, driving in the cars, you know, come and go, eat whatever you want, just make yourself at home. And I also took this picture here on Veterans Day, the last one he went to. And on that day, he was so excited. He was telling me to do this, do that, do this, do this. He was so excited that we were almost late because he couldn't figure out which way we were going to go. So anyway, I wrote this little thing about him. Bill, as we look back over time, we find ourselves wondering, did we remember to thank you enough for all of you've done for us? For all the times you were there for us, to celebrate our successes, to understand our problems, and to help us accept our defeats. For teaching us by your example the value of hard work and integrity. We wonder if we ever thank you enough for all the sacrifices you made for us, to let us have the very best. Plus the simpler things like laughter, smiles, and all the wonderful times we shared. If we have forgotten to show our gratitude enough for all these things you did to make our lives a little better, we're hoping you knew all along how much you mean to us. Bless all our families with loving care, forgiveness, understanding, and may we have a helping hand for those in need. So the next time we look at the evening sky and see the flickering of stars, perhaps they're not stars but rather openings where our loved ones are shining down to let us know they are happy. I really loved Bill. We had a great time. We were so close together. And we went to the cannabis shop probably every week. For his medication was approved by the VA. Yeah, that was the only thing he really took besides his regular meds, but he was a pleasure to take care of. we had our challenges, but we really got along. We got to know each other well enough where we could almost think what the other one was thinking about. And Joni was a great caregiver, and I was glad to help them out and give them a break. When she knew I was going to be here, she made plans to go to lunch or do whatever. And him and I, we just did whatever he felt like doing that day, or he'd have a little list for me of things to fix or whatever. But I really loved the guy. He was a great man, and he was full of jokes. He used to tell me, "Oh, Bill, you're a fart smeller. I mean, a smart feller." And I think off the cuff, he would say. But I just want to say thank you for all you guys coming in the military, and what a great job you two have done. Thank you for sharing your lives with me.
Now my wonderful brother, Jim.
Well, thank you all for coming. This wonderful tribute. Thank you to the chaplain and the members of the Veterans Association that did such a wonderful job, and tribute to Bronco. Those of you who read his obituary, he wrote it, of course, because he always knew that if you failed to plan, or you planned to fail. So he had his own plan set ready to go. But I have to comment, there's one section, there's more than one, but we'll just focus on one. And let me just find it here. It's worth repeating if I could find it. If not, well, here it is, right here. So Bill courted her proposing marriage numerous times. Little did Bill know he was marrying into a committee. So Bill married Joan Molinari and her large Irish Italian Catholic family in 1981, thereby filling a long-standing science void in the family. Well, what Bill didn't realize that we had already scientists in the family. Some of them are even here today. They're called mixologists. Way ahead of the game. But that was Bronco. I never knew that he was a hero. He never talked about it. Like most people that provide a service to their community, they don't talk about it. They just go out and they do it. And our family, and thinking about all of this, the tribute to the military today, we had a long tradition with the military going back to World War I. My great uncles, Uncle Jim and Uncle Tom, served in World War I. My Uncle Charlie, my Uncle James served in World War II. Some members of the family that are with us today, my cousin Norm, the United States Air Force. My cousin Dave, California National Guard. Myself, a Guard person from California. My wonderful brother that passed away a couple of months ago, also a Guard guy. But never did they talk about any of this. And so Bill, as we see from here, was a recipient of a number of awards. The Air Medal Award, the Army Commendation Medal, the Good Conduct Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal with 3 Bronze Service Stars, the Combat Infantryman Badge, and the Republic of Vietnam Campaign Ribbon. Those are all awards that Bill received in his service to the country. But most importantly, he received 2 Bronze Stars with a V for Valor. What does that mean? Well, what that meant is that an incident while he was flying in a Hughes aircraft helicopter, also commonly known as the Huey, Bill was deployed over the jungle in Vietnam and in a gunner's position, and he's plugged into the helicopter, hanging out the side of the door. They're in a hot landing zone, which means they're under fire. Ground troops trying to evacuate the wounded. Bill jumped from the helicopter and went down and retrieved and saved the wounded combat veterans and combat colleagues. The second incident, he's flying in another Huey gunship. They come under fire again. The pilot and the co-pilot of the helicopter are both shot. Bill pulls the captain from the pilot seat, takes command of the Huey helicopter, and saves the troops. He never talked about that. That is above and beyond the call of duty. I was a policeman for 35 years. I know what it means to be under fire. I've been in a gunfight. It was nothing like what he experienced in Vietnam. Bill was a true hero. When he passed, Andrew commented, "He's free." So in preparing for today, I came across a poem. It's called "I'm Free." It's by Shannon Lee Mosley, an Irish poet. Don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following the path God has chosen for me. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned my back and left it all. I could not stay another day to laugh, to love, to work or play. Task left undone must stay that way. I found now peace at the end of the day. And my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joys. A friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Oh yes, these things I too will miss. Be not burdened with the times of sorrow. Look for the sunshine of tomorrow. My life has been full. I've savored much. Good friends, good times, loved ones touched. Perhaps my time seems all too brief. Don't lengthen your time with undue grief. Lift up your heart and peace to thee. God wanted me now. He set me free.
Now I know why my brother taught me everything. David Protz, Bill's nephew.
A good inference has to be made, so. So I'm David Protz, long-time listener, first-time caller. It's been odd with this pandemic. I completely have the argument there. I've probably gone through 4 or 5 presentations in the time we've had to sit and think about this, and as usual, I went with the least, the most minimalist for Bill, because it is really a tribute to Bill. But I thought it was important, first of all, to touch base and tell everybody something about some of the pictures that you saw up there. So Bill was the youngest of 3. His oldest sister Margaret, and my dad Craig, in between them, and then Bill. And Margaret's kids are here. Mark traveler. And obviously that's where he met Joni, and which led to Andrew as well, one way or the other. You know how that works. And today we've heard an awful lot about him being a warrior and a hero. It's clear that these days we do celebrate our events with thank you for your service and whatnot, but I don't know that that goes far enough. But the bottom line is that every day a vet gets up, he's a hero. And when they pass, they're graceful. That saying of thank you for your service, a couple times ago when I was here with Bill, we were out and some kid started on his long speech about thank you for your service. And Bill cut him off and said, you pay your taxes. The kid said, yeah. He said, thank you very much for your service. You're keeping me alive. So, and you know, that goes right into, Bill never talked about his service. He never talked about what he did. I did sit him down and make him tell me some stories because I was so intrigued and a big history fan. And I finally got a little bit of what I wanted, but it was not nearly as clear and concise as what was just given by Jerry about the things that he did and the awards that he won. But more than anything else, besides being a traveler and all the rest, Bill was a real friend to a lot of you here, and to myself as well, even though he was my uncle. So as that, and because he was a vet, I did also want to throw in a political announcement. Everybody ready for this? You've been waiting for this, haven't you? When Bill passed, it was partially due to Agent Orange, and it's something that vets continue to suffer from moving forward. So it needs to be discussed, not covered up, and accepted, because there's a lot of people out there that say that has nothing to do with it, and I think even the government has an official position that it's not really what causes a lot of deaths out there. So I really like, again, being kind of a history buff and the poems and the things that other people have finished with. I like that, and I like looking to other people, other icons. And I've got a couple of quotes. One that I just found last week from the Guardian magazine, of all places. An Englishman named Elliot Dallin is 31 years old, and he's dying of cancer. And he was basically last November, I believe, he came down with cancer, or they diagnosed it, and he was a real traveler. And he's been spending this time in pandemic mostly by himself, and his sister has finally come to live with him. But and again, this is all written in the Guardian. But he basically said a life, if lived well, is long enough. He was only 31 years old, and he's still alive, still with us, still kicking. But I thought that was beautiful. That to me, that's real grace, like Uncle Bill. And then there was a Vietnamese Zen master, and I thought it was appropriate the Vietnamese name, Thich Nhat Hanh. A lot of people know who he is. He had a stroke back in 2014, and he's been hanging on for quite some time and has moved back to his original monastery in Vietnam, which was a real political coup because he had been basically run out on a rail at one point in time. But he said, tomorrow I will continue to be, for you will have to be very attentive to see me. I will be a flower or a leaf, or in some cases, I will be in these forms, and I will say hello to you. If you are attentive enough, you will recognize me, and you may greet me. I will be very happy. Again, all about grace. And then finally, the last quote that I'll leave you with, always graceful, is job well done, Bill. Mission accomplished. Always brave, always true, always loved. Bill.
Thank you, David. Andy, come on up. Andy Protz, my wonderful nephew. Keep Father like son. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the military people that came and showed their respects. I have like 3 pieces to get through, so yeah, just bear with me. So the first piece I wrote was a toast to my dad on his 70th birthday at Bavarian World. Maybe some of you were there. but it goes like this. It's hard to imagine what my dad's life was like before I came and effed it all up. And one night I imagined what it would be like to travel back in time and see my dad. Young and healthy he would be, wearing his flag's colors for all to see. The Army was lucky to have such a man. My dad is smart, clever, and brave. To understand what he gave for our country is immense and great. And even though his country has gone astray, I still think my dad would stand up today and say that it was wrong and say we deserve better. Although my dad used to fight, he spends his days turning on the light in fifth graders' heads about math, science, and rockets in flight. Some might say that he has grown old in recent years. He still loves science more than you can bet. With friends and family alike gathered here, we celebrate William Protz for the man he was. So lift up your beers and guzzle one down for the best damn father, teacher, scholar, soldier, husband that we ever owned. So that was his 70th birthday. Lessons I learned from my dad. He taught me how to ride a bike, how to fly a kite, how to tie a tie, how to whistle, even though I can't still. He taught me how to drive a stick, even when I was fearful of my own ability. He taught me how to manage Mom. He taught me the love of friends and the importance of brotherhood, the value of peace. Appreciate humor, even if it's bad. How to be observant, how to be inquisitive, how to roughhouse, how to close the cabinet doors, put things back when you found them. He taught me to be open to different cultures, different walks of life. He taught me how to paint the fence, paint the deck, dig a hole for the hot tub, paint the bathroom, mow the lawn, edge the lawn, fertilize the lawn, empty the garbage, wash his cars, get his slippers, etc., etc. He taught me that alcohol was the plight of the common man. He taught me how to play golf. Golf sucks. He taught me about friendly fire. When I see my father in my dreams, he's obscured from my vision. I can hear his voice, catch glimpses of his face and body, but he's healthy and strong and smart. He's standing or walking, no limp, no walker. During my dad's illness, my mom told him that she always felt so bad that she was having to leave him behind. He told her that he felt he was holding her back. I know. Thanks for your patience. The truth is, my dad left us both behind to be with celestial bodies, to do grandiose things, not trivial earth tasks that were so unfairly difficult for him, especially later on. He gets to see places he only saw through his telescope or through his computer screen. He is flying now, to go wherever he wants to go. He has seen Earth. It's nice, but there's so much more out there he wants to see. But we'll be with you again, Dad, and you can show us then. Love and miss you forever. All right, so.
Good job, Andy.
Thanks. Oh, man. All right. So this is a poem my dad wanted us to read. And so I'm going to read it. Yeah. It's called The World's Best Offer. And it's by, I don't know. I'm in my dad's arms. The night is clear. His collar rubs against my ear. I hear the wind sift through a tree. I hear the world that calls to me. Why are you waiting, kid? How can you rest? You're wasting your time sitting there on his chest. You've too much to do and you've too much to see. My secrets are yours if you'll just run to me. I've deserts to dance on, oceans to dive in, mountains to prance on, and pastures to thrive in. Strangers for meeting, caves for exploring, freeways for speeding, and airways for soaring. High-rise construction, shipwreck recovery, harvest production, diamond discovery, turbines and combines with power untold, castles of silver and cities of gold. My treasures are waiting for you to come see. So hurry up, kid, hurry up, run to me. The wind dies down, I know it's true. I've much to see and be and do. Dad's breath is warm, I feel his sighs. The night is still. I close my eyes. There's plenty of time for all that stuff. Tonight, right here, is world enough. I just miss him. But like Uncle Jim said, he's free, you know. And I was dreading this day, but when it came, I was just so happy to see family and friends that, you know, it is a celebration, and I thank all of you for coming, just to show your love and your appreciation for our family. And, yeah, I love you, Dad. I'll miss you. And hey, we got to do it in your park, so it's a win-win, really. Really great, Andy. I think you're my favorite nephew now. So that concludes the service. So we'd like to thank you all for coming, certainly. And I know Joan is pleased to get to this point because it's been a long haul. So we'd like you all to join us for some food and beverage. And Bronco has put us all on full scholarship. So again, thank you all. Joan. Okay, thanks.
You want to see the pictures? Because I know it's kind of far because we're all spread out. If you want to come see the pictures, it's gonna keep running.
And I would like to say something. Oh, I wanted to disrupt. I wanted to disrupt. 1 minute.
Uncle Bill, Cousin David, Cousin Donna. My mother was 12 years older than Uncle Bill. My whole life, I celebrated my life, bragging about Bill. Cool, Uncle Bill, not Bronco Billy, not Bill, Uncle Bill or Dad. It was cool, Uncle Bill. I will continue to thank every single one of you for being here because we're celebrating. And that's Uncle Bill.
So everybody, the food is over here. We have box lunches, and we're trying to maintain the social distancing. And drinks are over on the patio. If you need to say something. All right. So help yourself.